Coming up on Reliving Single.
Sex after 50!
Yes! I was getting ready to tell him how much I liked him, and then he's gone.
Just the other night, our producer Amber tells me about a rose.
Things that had moved. You take estrogen, guess what?
It's like Superman.
They put them at the top of your booty.
At the top of your butt.
Yes.
You're supposed to hold that in all day?
It's a revolution. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Cree Summer!
Ladies and gentlemen, the hot flashes.
Welcome back to Reliving Single, the official, unofficial Living Single Rewatch podcast.
Yes. Today's episode is one of my absolute favorites because we finally get that answer that we have all been waiting for.
Yes.
Are Sinclair and Overton finally going to go steady? Or get it on? Or they're just going to keep dancing around each other? Come on.
They are sort of in something like a will they or won't they? And they're two of the most innocent characters to ever grace television.
Well, they liked each other and they must have been as horny as hell. It's time for the rewind, where we watch and relive Living Single with you. Today, we are rewatching Living Single Season 1, Episode 18, Love Thy Neighbor, where Sinclair starts to feel the heat when Overton spends time with another woman. And she's forced to figure out if she's ready to speak up or let him go.
Meanwhile, there's a new couple next door, and the ladies are losing sleep all over the very loud lovemaking that's going on. Spoiler alert, y'all. Now, this is an episode that is part one of a two-parter, and it sets up one of our most fan favorite episodes. It's written by Nashton Dubai and Jeffrey B. Hodes. It's directed by Rob Schuller. Episode guest stars are Jack Christian as Mort, great character actor. And we also have Yetta as Esther, another character actor that's a killer.
Yeah.
And we have...
Come on, Cree Summer.
Say that again. Cree Summer.
And her character on the show is named Summer. Come on now. And you all know her from A Different World and recently Abbott Elementary, which she's gorgeous on that show. And
amazing.
it's just so even more iconic than all of her on-screen roles is her voice.
Yes.
She has brought to life over 100 animated characters and TV shows and movies and video games. She's Susie Carmichael in Rugrats and Princess Keita on Atlantis, The Lost Empire. She's earned multiple awards.
Yes, she's a director too.
Whether she is on screen or behind the mic, Cree has been shaping the pop culture for years and years and years, and she is still going strong.
Yes. Woo! Cree Summer.
Hey, sisters, did somebody order a hat?
I think so.
Come on, yo.
Cree Summer.
That's right, baby. You guys look like you were in a hat deficit.
Whoa, you're here. What you been up to? What you doing? Hey.
Just hanging out, you know. I am so happy to be here. This is someone that I love on purpose and hang out with on purpose.
That's true. We
and
love each
so
other.
it's a delight to be beside you.
Thank you, my darling.
And congratulations
Thank you so much.
on your show.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I mean,
Yes.
so this is a really great pleasure for you to be here
Come
because
on,
we
now.
need your help on this.
Okay.
Okay, so you played one of the first awkward Black girls.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Winifred, Freddie, you did that at a time when Black women weren't necessarily allowed to be weird or free-spirited and that type of thing. So what was that like?
I love that you brought that up because we are not a monolith and
No.
it's and we have to be seen in all of our facets and aspects. And what Freddie did was open up all the beautiful, I call them freaks, you know. I'm a freak. God bless the freaks,
No
for
doubt,
the freaks shall
baby.
inherit the earth.
No doubt. Come on.
And I feel like all of a sudden young girls were saying, oh, I can just wear my hair out. I can just tell the truth. I can love rock and roll music. I can read comic books. She just was free to be exactly who she was.
Yeah.
I don't know if the term awkward is my favorite because I think it's more, she was an authentic girl. And we're so many different people, Black women.
Oh,
Wasn't it a revolution to see all those characters being themselves? Because at home, everybody had somebody to go, That's me.
Yeah.
I'm Freddie. I'm Kim.
Yes.
I'm Whitley.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
old
Yes.
man was saying, I'm Mr. Gaines. Right? That was
All
the
right.
best.
I love it. Well, I'll
Yeah.
just say welcome. And from not awkward, but very authentic girl to another. Let's
Yes.
get the show started. Wait. Okay, wait. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Okay.
That was
She
definitely
is a little
awkward. That was
awkward.
definitely
That's
awkward.
authentically awkward.
Authentically awkward.
Okay.
In
Oops.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Like anybody's been able to sleep since that couple moved in upstairs.
No kidding. I mean, really, how many times can two people do it in one night?
Overton, man, I got a favor to ask you. You remember my old girlfriend, Dion? Dion. Oh, the one always bragging about her fancy car and how much money she was pulling in?
She's in town to visit her cousin. I want to take her out tonight, but she doesn't want to leave her cousin alone. So I was hoping that, you come along.
Sorry, no can do. Sinclair's got a broken tape deck that requires my intensive care.
Oh, Overton, it's okay. It can wait.
There you have it. You're coming with me.
Sinclair.
Well, I didn't know what was going to happen. I just thought they're gonna go hang out. I want them to go have some fun.
Yeah, sometimes
Well.
Sinclair was not a Mensa member.
No.
Right?
Not necessarily a
Yeah,
member of Mensa.
yeah.
No,
Finally.
no, no.
She was
But
doing
I
her
didn't know that
best.
was, sending him off to my peril.
We see Overton in the girls' apartment.
That's right.
Cooking breakfast.
But he was already cooking for you, and you weren't even, the two of you weren't cooking.
We weren't even cooking yet.
Yeah,
we
so-
were simmering.
So Sinclair had game. Because
Right,
if
thank
you got this man cooking and you
Thank
ain't
you. And
cooking.
cooking for all my girls, too.
Come on.
And trying to
Well,
get
he's
special
trying
treat-
real hard.
He's trying real hard.
By the way, have you had any like horror stories of people having sex next door, or were you that couple, that loud sex arguing
Do you know,
couple?
I've never been a loud sex couple, but the older I get, the louder I'm getting.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think
Because I think I know that I'm in the middle. I know I'll take the train
all the way
sooner than later. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
out
when you
of
say
that.
take the train, though, what does that mean?
Take the train means split the planet to die. So,
okay.
so
Okay.
when I think about where I am in life, that I will take the train sooner than later.
That's
I want to
real.
get it in before I take the
Me too.
train.
Get it in.
I call it the upper room. The upper room.
The
was
upper
the
room.
upper room.
Nice.
Take the train to the upper room.
Oh, come on, that's the truth.
That's the
And we
combination.
all got a ticket.
And so I just figure I just want to fucking try everything. I mean, not everything,
Right, right.
but almost everything.
Almost everything.
Yeah, because I feel like the older I get, the more free I'm getting in my body, in my ability to try things. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yes, it's
I've
really
been
good.
in many a hotel room with loud people.
But you're not the bad
I'm not the
person.
bad-
You're
no.
not the bad
No.
neighbor.
No.
You know?
I
least I don't
might be
think so.
now.
Right? Maybe now. Ooh. Are you loud?
No, but I think, like you, I get more freer as I get older.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at y'all beaming at me. I feel weird.
But you know, in a carnival, they call it a barker, right?
Yeah, right.
The one that, is so smooth with the way they talk that they bring the people to get the tickets.
Uh-huh.
I'm becoming a barker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Sinclair like low key, playing, hard to get? I think she's out of her mind a bit for encouraging him to go on a date with someone else.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Right, you're right. But I think we've had so many episodes where she is in it and she is interested, and there's obviously they've written this episode for the crescendo that's about to happen. But
Okay.
I just think she was oblivious and like, go have a good
Why?
time.
Does she have a fear of intimacy?
No, I don't think so. I just think she was sort of new, and I don't know if this is. I don't know, just a little this, and a little bit of that.
How sweet.
No, a
But
little
do
bit
you
of this. I
think?
don't-
Do you think all that timidity and everything? Do you think she was like,
she's a
like
freak.
eventually a
She was a
wildcat?
freak.
She's definitely a freak.
We've established
She's-
that in
yeah.
later episodes. She's actually a freak.
Yes,
A
I think so.
wildcat.
Yeah, wild girl.
Yeah.
There's always the ones who are like, no.
Yeah, it's always the ones who are like, I've never seen something like this
It's
before,
like,
and then they
exactly what to do.
swallow it.
I think she's just sort of taking it in and shy
Yeah.
about it. She probably really she
Yeah.
likes him a lot.
But is that really realistic? Like, I mean, I don't see dudes being that patient. So is that
That's a TV thing.
the man I'm with now was patient because he
Okay.
wanted to protect the friendship. We were
Come
building
on.
something
They
real.
exist.
he had his eye on the prize?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I just drive an old, dependable American-made car. It's not very fancy, but it works.
Hey, I like that, Summer. Nothing fancy, but it works. Might make that my new handyman's credo.
Overton, what's the hardest part about being a handyman?
Being handy, I guess. Then I was born into the man part.
He's so clever. So, what do you think after dinner? Maybe we could all go to a movie. If you feel like it.
Look,
Overton, live a little, man. Summer is good looking, interested in you, and, my personal favorite, mildly aggressive.
You know what?
What?
You're right. Maybe I should give Summer a chance.
My son, today you are a man. Yes.
So let's talk about a lot of things going on
Let's
there.
talk about it.
Because Summer looks like she's ready to jump over
She's ready.
Jen's bones.
She does. She wasn't very bright. God bless her. And she just had those kind of big eyes. And I think you're right. I think she had one objective, and that was Overton.
Overton.
And he's kind of
She
cute.
wanted to get over
Overton.
Yeah.
Over or
Yeah.
under.
Underton.
What's also a wonderful characteristic to see someone who would look like she was be a little bit more withholding and that be aggressive. Like,
Yeah.
no, that I want it.
Yeah.
Which is juxtaposed against your character,
It's like,
who feels like she has plenty of time to play the coy and all of that. But the truth is, he's out there
Time was up.
dangling,
Time
man.
is
Time is up.
Summer
Time
has
she's up.
arrived.
That's
Summer
right.
is here.
I also love that she was sweet. That
Mhm.
Overton was like between two ferns. He was right.
Yeah.
He was bookended by two really lovely ladies.
Mhm.
But
And that
you
she-
won, babe.
But she was
Yeah.
similar enough. She wasn't like this, out of his wheelhouse of something that he obviously
No.
is attracted to.
He also has his friend Kyle, who looks like he's trying to sabotage this whole thing because he's sort of like, look, man, she hasn't done what she needed to do, and now you need to decide to move on or forward in your life. Here's this beautiful woman, and plus, by the way, we need to mention Stacey Evans is the woman
Right.
Kyle's
Is on a date with.
and she was a writer's assistant
Right.
on Living Single,
I love it.
and eventually became a writer.
Right, in the
Yeah, so
family,
he's got his
okay.
own agenda, and he's
Right.
like, yo, dude, by the way, you're not getting what you want out of their relationship. And I actually think that that's really solid advice.
I love that he did that. That's
Yeah,
what
me
a
too.
real brother, a good friend would do.
I don't think he's purposely sabotaging him. He's just encouraging him to move forward. Like
Yes.
you have someone who's right there who's saying, yeah, come get this, daddy, come get this, go get this.
And that's a good, healthy boundary. But I got to say, Cree, instant chemistry with John Hinton.
I thought so.
I thought so
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Did you
I-
feel
By the
it?
way,
I
Now are
did.
you remembering?
So we were,
now?
I
we were
do.
talking about you saying,
Yeah.
well, that's not hard because you are instant chemistry.
Well,
you
he
know your
was
own.
so cute. I mean,
Yeah.
let's call it. He was so handsome.
Yeah.
And that character was so lovable.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he just played it with that, wide-eyed, 1,000-mile stare. And I don't know, he was easy to be attracted to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you did well. I mean,
Thank
because
you.
it's easy for him to fall in love with you.
You're part of the family, right?
Yeah.
Because Yvette Lee Bowser
That's right.
was at a different world.
Let's talk
And
about
here. I'm sure
Yvette.
that she just said, come on, girl, what you doing on Thursday? Come shoot this.
That's exactly what happened.
that-
I love Yvette.
Of
I
course.
mean, she's just been so kind to me when there's no cameras rolling. I mean, I remember when the show was just popping, and then
Yeah.
when she said to come, I was excited.
Of course.
Plus, I think I needed the gig. I think
Oh.
I had just been dropped from my record label, and it was perfect timing.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a gig. And
No,
I, and
that's
I
real.
get by with a little help from my friends. And that was one of those beautiful moments where someone just said, hey, and she didn't even know it was hard times.
You talk about not working. I knew that I had to shift because I wasn't getting a job. I better go, what can I do with my comedy that it can shift over here? And I became a speaker or became an author or all these other things. Like then you get a chance to explore all of your gifts, but in an authentic way, not going, let me pick which one I'm going to be today. We all get to have it all.
Yes.
Now.
Thank God.
But it wasn't the
Even
case.
back in the day, I remember I would leave the set of Different World to go do cartoons.
Mm.
And they would act like I was going to fold clothes at the Gap.
Wow.
Just it had
Like,
no
oh,
reverence. It's
God,
like,
yeah.
oh, she's going to go do her shitty day job.
That paid for all the houses, all the kids, all the things.
Now everyone's like, I want to do
Yeah, I
cartoons.
wanna do
all of a
that.
sudden,
They
all
don't
of a sudden
even
it's hip.
Yeah.
But it used to be almost not considered an art form.
Good for you for sticking with it and doing it anyway, not caring what they think. Let me go.
Well, it was
let me go collect-
it was a family business. I mean, I didn't start doing cartoons because I was good at it. That was pure fucking nepotism.
What do you
My old
mean?
man, my father was a huge voiceover artist in Canada. So
What? We're learning
yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Like, this is the family business.
You're going to make a withdrawal from their bank.
I was lucky. I got ushered in. Yeah, I was. I think I was 10 or 11 when I did Inspector Gadget. When I played Penny in Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget. Da, 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 woo-hoo.
We're not gonna have to pay for that, right?
Podcast.
Let's watch
No.
this clip.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, who's your friend?
This is Summer. Summer, that's Max, Khadija, Sinclair, and Ray-Jan.
Hi. He's telling me so much about you guys, I feel like I know you. And here he hasn't mentioned diddly about you.
Claire, you are jealous. Mm-hmm. It's pretty obvious you really like Overton. Is that why I've been plunged into this swirling eddy of despair and degradation?
Come on, girl, maybe you should fight for him.
No, that's not my style. I'll get by without him. There's lots of ways to handle being nameless. I could do nothing but pamper myself and shop constantly. Or I could develop a cold, hard shell and lash out at my friends with my icy wit. I could just get so involved with my work, I just eliminate my social life altogether, you know.
I have to say, you read in this scene, The Ladies for Filth, you kind of come out,
Oof.
yeah, is that your real persona? I mean, Sinclair's real persona, do you disarm people with that, and in the meantime, you're a mean girl?
No, I don't think she was mean at all. I just think that she was coming up with examples of what people could do. I don't think she was even connected because she didn't go, well, I could just shop all the time and I could always just be cold and mean and I could always just be all into my career. I think she was just looking for examples. I see I could shop, and she was, she was obviously pulling from her environment, but not even realize that it was connected to that.
Okay, well,
It
that's
seems so innocent.
It was innocent.
That's why the read was so hard.
Yeah, I don't think it was a real read.
An innocent read. Nothing knocks your knees out like an innocent read. Yeah.
But now there was a little twinkle in my eye, like you bitches. She didn't say that. It was really innocent.
I look like a child from the Dead-Eyed Army
No,
when I saw Summer at one point. I'm just like, there's nothing up here under this disgusting hat.
Except the possibility of boom chicka wow wow.
What I find interesting is that you have two extremely intelligent people in real life playing people who are sort of not unaware of their surroundings and or their effect on people.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is Overton's type? Because in a way, they have been casting very well.
Well, yeah, you have to be smart to play dumb.
Mm-hmm.
You really do.
Cool.
You
God.
really do.
Thank you.
On camera and off.
You ain't never lied.
That's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
I mean, but so he likes
Strategic.
quirky though.
Yeah,
that's-
Overton likes quirk.
As I said, she is in his wheelhouse. Summer's in his wheelhouse.
By the way, it's not interesting if it's good against bad. If he wasn't, we wouldn't understand it. But
Yes.
it's good against good. You talk
like-
about two ferns. So then we said, God, what's the choice? Because part of me wanted him to go with her. I'm not gonna lie.
Why would you want Summer to get Overton
Because
over Sinclair?
I believe
Stretch it
that
out.
your bearded clam
Yes.
has been dangling in front of him for so long that he needs now to know what it's like to feel
Good word.
reciprocated
Okay.
and move in progress. And you need that for progress to know that he's not going to wait forever. So to me, she is a harbinger or a herald of the future that he could
I
have.
love it.
She's a harbinger, herald,
harbinger and a
hussy
horrible
of the-
hat.
But wait, do you
Yes.
really think that Sinclair has been teasing him and toying with him? Or do you think that she's
No.
just been there?
You can play games all you want. Men can sniff it out. And I think you've done that enough. Now you get to let him feel it.
disagree.
Yeah,
Let him
give
feel
him
it.
something.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I do. And I think they should have let him hang with Summer a little bit because then it makes the tension even
more.
more.
Yeah, we should have had
And then
several.
by the time Sinclair comes for it, it would have paid my bills.
3 or 4 episodes.
No, that's right. Did you ever wonder what it would be like if your characters went toe to toe, like each wrote Overton a letter to actually express their feelings?
Oh my gosh. I just think they weren't the sharpest tools on his belt, right?
No.
So
No.
it'd probably be a haiku. Mine would be a haiku.
I think we should have your characters write Overton a love letter.
Okay.
Hello. Oh, first let me get dead-eyed. Okay. Hello, Overton. I know we've only had one date, but I think you're really cute. Hot, actually. And I'd like to see you more. Maybe we could even go steady.
Oh, that's kind of forward. This girl is fast.
Or just go to the movies. You buy the popcorn and I'll provide the extra butter. That sounds unhealthy.
Oh
that sounds
my.
like a tetanus shot.
Oh
But
my.
okay, go ahead.
Oh my. Oh, what is this? A letter from Sinclair.
Hi, Obi. Or is it Overton now? I don't know anymore. I saw you with that other girl.
Heifer.
Gesundheit. Okay. Anyway, I just want to let you know, I like you. Do you still like me? So check the box and send it back to me. Oh, okay. And take care, Aubrey. Okay, sir. Okay, love, Sinclair.
Wow, so many choices, so little Obi to go around. Listen, I just thought that would be colorful. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Just came by to fix your tape deck.
Well, I know you're very busy, so I took it to the Dr. Fix-It down the street.
An outside contractor? Handyman is always the last to know.
I thought it was best for me just to step aside and let you start fixing other people's things.
I see.
Hello? Well, I hope you're happy. Because of you, I've lost the only man I've ever really cared about. Was that Summer? No, Dr. Fix-It. He says my tape deck is ready.
Was that the breakup, though?
Yeah, that was
what
the
we
breakup.
That was the breakup. That was the
breakup.
Oh, my God.
Off you go. Enjoy your life.
Yeah.
You found someone else.
But you ask another man to fix something, that's cold.
That is cold.
A professional. A professional, Mr. Fix-It Man. He's got a shop down the way.
Why is Sinclair struggling so much to tell Overton her feelings?
I wish I knew.
Maybe scared because she's so overwhelmed by them.
Ding, ding, ding. That's it.
Yeah, because she's so sweet. Maybe it's just a lot to process.
A lot to
for
take
her.
in.
Yeah.
And because he's now moved on, it's like, oh, wow, I was getting ready to tell him how much I liked him and then he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that got away.
So have you ever had a slow burn relationship die out because y'all never had a slow burn?
I know I am a slow burn. I am a slow burn.
I'm a slow burn.
Well, you have to be, because if it's up here, you got to talk me into it.
That's right. That's
And
sapiosexual.
that's
Sapiosexual.
right.
That's right.
And so that is a slow burn
That's a
because we
slow
got to
burn.
talk about it to even get there.
So let's talk about the famous will they or won't they relationships. That
Okay.
the ones that took a while to heat up.
Yeah.
Dwayne and Whitley.
My favorite. Will they or
That's
won't
one
they?
of the most.
Please, baby, baby, please.
Please.
Yeah,
When he
right.
breaks up the wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about will there or won't they? She was at the altar. That's how long they
Yes.
stretched that fucking
Come
shit out.
on
Oh,
now.
come on.
She was almost married.
Can we just also
It's so
give a
good.
bow down to the great different world?
Oh,
Because it is,
Indeed,
it's the reason why I'm dressed this way.
come on.
Come on.
Giving us collegiate realness.
I didn't go to college, but I went to girls' high school and I'm giving love. But also the fact that so many people who were educated were inspired by these beautiful young women and men.
It
who
made so
showed
many
us
people go
love.
to college.
Oh,
Unreal.
You hear that all
It's
the time. don't you?
everywhere I
A
go.
movement.
I went to college because of you.
Janine and Gregory, Abbott Elementary.
Oh, come on. Come on.
We love
Come on.
Abbott
Yeah.
Love them,
Elementary.
love
We
them.
love those two together.
Yeah.
Like the perfect little nerds.
They really
Yeah, I'm Mort. This is my wife, Esther. We're your neighbors upstairs.
You're the couple from upstairs. Yes, we got your lovely note asking us to stop by. We were passing by, so we stopped.
You're the couple from upstairs.
What, do we look like a strippogram? Yeah, we're from upstairs.
Oh, Mort, always something smart to say. You can't stop him.
So I hear. Can you believe it? Sex after 60, go ahead.
Yes, I love it.
Well, what I love about them, first of all, say is growing up in New York, I know who they are. You know, Morton,
Esther.
and Esther. They're
Yeah.
right. Hi, how are you? We
Yeah.
stopped by. So
That's
I
right.
love that we,
From
interject.
Long
Morton
Island,
and Esther.
obviously.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Or Queens. It could be anywhere,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It could be. So I know who they are. And I love that we have that realness right there, right there in the building.
They're actually saying that regional accents are dying.
I believe it. I
Huh.
believe it.
That we're all sort of morphing into the same persons.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you think we're losing our accents?
No, I actually don't have that in my mind, but I do think that there are more people who are trying to be alike now. So maybe that's true.
Do you think it's
to your
that
point?
we're so connected now
the world
because
is so-
of
yeah.
technology?
I think so.
Yes.
I think you hear
You
so
hear
much. You have
things you don't hear.
Availability, right?
Yeah. And
And
what
people
does
are-
AI sound like now?
An asshole.
Yeah.
That's what the A
Yeah.
stands for.
That's what the A stands for asshole.
Asshole intelligence.
That's right,
Yeah.
right.
This is pre-Viagra. So what that was the old man.
That's right.
Using to get himself going, do you think?
His beautiful wife.
His beautiful wife.
Come on.
I love it.
Is nothing more sexy than
I love
just
it.
the thought of you.
Yeah.
And I forget to do. It's either that or, okay, rhinoceros horn and horny goat weed. You can get that.
Right. You can get that at a 7-Eleven.
What do you mean you can get that at 7-Eleven?
You can. Yeah, it's right. It's right
She's
at the
right.
checkout.
Is it
right.
authentic? I don't know.
I mean,
how
it's a 7-Eleven horny goat weed.
Exactly.
Right? I
Right?
need to go to
Yeah.
an herbalist back in a
an
corner or
impulse
someplace.
buy.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, by the
Impulse.
way, let me get some horny goat weed.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'll take a pack of marbles.
And a pack of condoms, please.
I'll take it back tomorrow.
ridiculous.
As I'm horny goat weed.
Yeah.
I think there are people getting older that decide their sex life is dead. And then there's some in those homes that are going,
Oh, getting
off.
it in.
They're not playing. They're getting
And
sexually
STDs,
transmitted.
I was about to say,
Yes,
the statistics
STDs.
They
of
are?
STDs are going
Oh,
up.
yes.
But with older people,
With
older
older
people
people,
in those
In those homes. you
Maybe
know.
they're getting it from outside and they're bringing it on to, and the guys are sleeping, whatever. The
I
women
think
are sleeping, whatever.
everybody's sleeping with
And
everybody.
The statistics are
Yeah.
way up.
They're
so
getting
they
super
survived
freaky.
World War II
But
to
they-
come in and get gonorrhea.
Exactly.
in Florida?
Yeah. That's
Right.
amazing.
That's
It is.
freaking crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
And
Wow.
because people think that they aren't doing it, they're not giving them the protection. Like they're old folks, they ain't having no
But by
sex.
the way,
Right.
they also think of protection as no babies and all that. But the truth is like, I can't get pregnant. Let's do this.
Right.
But they're
you
not
can get other
thinking
things.
You can.
I'm a boomer, so we used condoms mostly to prevent pregnancy, not necessarily STDs.
No.
Right.
And so those folks that are in those homes are full on boomers, and so they didn't think about it. They weren't using condoms.
Then we
They're
have to
not-
give a little props to Yvette Lee Bowser, who is using this to put a twist
Right.
on the whole thing that older people don't
Give it
have.
up to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great idea.
It's
and
a great idea.
add the fact that they're healthy. They're going to Tai Chi. So they're
Yes.
keeping it limber so that they can
They're
keep
in their
doing
leisure
it.
wear.
They're in their
Yeah.
leisure wear.
Athleisure wear.
Athleisure wear
Yeah.
on their
Yeah.
way to Tai Chi class.
Love it.
I
Yeah.
love it.
You know, it's still early. Do you want to go upstairs and look at a movie or not look at a movie?
That's a tempting offer, but I gotta get up real early in the morning.
Oh, I hear you, man.
How do you all feel about Overton rejecting her? Was he rejecting her?
He
Or
was
saying,
rejecting
no,
her.
not now.
No,
or-
that was a straight up. That was a cold,
Yeah.
cold,
It's like, I gotta
cold,
get up.
cruel ending. Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
a cold, cruel ending.
that was. Yeah,
'Cause
I mean, she was
she's like-
just so. That was such a sweet.
It
Come
She was
on,
like putting it out there.
and that's not easy to be, especially our generation, for women to be vulnerable and put themselves out there. That was probably very hard for her.
Oh.
Absolutely.
She was like, I hear you, man. Okay.
Well, yeah,
bye."
because it's like,
Yeah.
fuck. Now I look like an asshole. I'm out.
Yeah, but I
Right.
do think it was a healthy way that she sort of just said, got it.
Got it.
See you.
That I did like. I
I
didn't think
love
about
that.
that.
It's
You're right.
beautiful.
It was no.
No,
What
like,
do you
okay,
mean?
you don't want this.
Yeah,
Right,
that
You
bullshit.
don't want me.
Yes.
No, it's sort of just like, got it.
Got it.
Okay, healthy.
Healthy
Mm,
How many people are that healthy?
No,
With
no.
a rejection.
with a rejection.
And played so well by you, who is so loved.
mm.
We felt it. Just sort of just like, got it. And look at how classy. And
They
so
did let
he-
me go out classy.
Right.
Now you could have put it on him. You could have. What do you mean you don't want none of this?
No.
I
You were
don't
just
think
like,
she had it in
No,
her.
she didn't. But
Yeah.
there's some women who would have been like, "What are you talking about? I'm throwing it at you, man. Come get this."
None of us have ever been that.
No,
No.
none of us. But we,
I can't even imagine.
No, me neither.
That just sounds like hard work.
But
Yeah.
there's some people who would have. Who's just
There's
like,
a lot
oh,
of people.
Right. Not. who
I'm
wants to
always
do
in
that?
shock to see those things.
Me too. I think the confidence, but I also think the delusion. That's what
part.
I think.
Or
that part.
also understanding I'm willing to throw it all away because once you do that, most guys aren't going to be like, wow, I'm going to wife you up. Yay. It's like, oh, some
No.
free poontang. Let's go.
Your reactions are your credit score.
Come on.
Who got what?
What?
Come on.
Come
Drop
on.
a
Write that
gem.
down. Write that down.
Drop
Write that
a gem.
down.
That's beautiful.
Write that down.
It's real though.
Yeah.
No, that's so true. It's
And
so
and
true.
and so you don't want to lose points on something where you go, what did I just do there? Because I think you're also attracting that more into your life. She goes out and finds something healthy.
Yeah.
She shot her shot. They had a date, a few dates, but she leaves with her integrity, and more importantly, he leaves with a sense of himself. They're all intact.
They're
everything's
all
intact.
But that's because she's intact.
Mm-hmm.
You took her to the hardware store.
That don't mean I'm dating her. Hell, I took you to the hardware store. You're not my girlfriend. Are you?
Well, no. But that's what I wanted to talk to you. I mean, when a man and a woman... I mean, when two people... Oh, nuts!
Well, now
You was all the way sideways.
in it. So since you all are saying that she waited till she was pushing till she was teasing him too much, I don't think she was. I just think she just decided I'm going to take this risk. But it's a calculated risk because he likes her.
Yeah.
But she's also, I think, trying to get him back from you. Like she doesn't know how far you all. Oh yeah, she's like, well, wait a minute. This little he's been because this is 2 dates they've gone on now.
Yeah.
And she went upstairs. She's been inside the apartment. She's been in her
one
domain.
date was in the apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
Was watching a movie. Now she's back
Watching a
and she's
movie.
listening. Like, oh, here she comes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's left. This is my chance. Overton, would you like to come and talk to me for this moment? This is my chance. Because that hussy is out the door. Let me seal the deal.
It was
that's
so
what-
sweet.
And
I
you
just
too.
love how discombobulated she is.
Of course.
And then that first
And like
sweet
little
kiss.
smooch.
And you can hear the audience go,
Because they've been waiting for it. And that's
That's
the other
right.
thing. We always talk about, especially we all did sitcoms in which we have had an audience. And
yeah.
not all shows are even done that way anymore.
Yeah.
And I mourn that because you form a relationship with the audience becomes another character on the show, right?
in its energy. You can tell canned laughter and you can
Oh my
tell
God.
Yes.
real
Can
laughter.
drives me crazy.
That canned
Have you done
laughter
shows
is-
and you go like, what's going to happen? Oh, don't worry. We'll put it in.
Oh, it's
We'll
the
fix it in
worst.
post.
I'm like,
And
no,
so
don't do that.
audience, they've been watching it and waiting. So they're there on the journey with us.
And also, when you have a live audience, they're laughing at things that aren't jokes. They're laughing at these characters that are beloved. They
Yeah.
know them.
Yes.
And they'll say, oh, there's Max being Max.
Max being Max,
And
that's right.
it's not even a punchline.
No.
And which you're not going to get with canned laughter.
No, you're not.
That
Yeah.
scene where we cut to you and you're picking your tooth or something, like you knew the camera was going to come to you and you chose
Yes.
something that the audience could go, that's Max. That's exactly what Max would do.
Yeah.
What does sitcom do so well that other formats don't do?
I mean, I think the real formula for a sitcom is characters, right?
Mhm.
And they have to be so individuated. They have to be so distinct so that the audience can say, that's what Max is going to do.
Mhm.
I know what Sinclair's going to do. I know what Khadijah's going to do because you're looking for yourself. And another thing I think that sitcoms must have is impeccable timing.
That part.
Mhm.
You have to know the beat. Like you just pointed out, she knows the camera's going to pan to her.
Mhm.
Camera 4 is coming for her. She's fucking ready.
And
Yeah.
taking the writing and making it your own.
You got to
right?
elevate.
You got,
Because sometimes you look at it and go, what is this shit?
Oh,
No,
we've
but
done
a
that
lot
many
of times.
Right? And
You
how
go
do I
and
make
like,
this funny?
how do I
I'll throw
do
myself
this?
down the stairs.
Right,
Now
right,
it's
right.
hilarious.
Right.
And comedy is serious work.
Oh, please. Thank you.
It needs beats. It needs timing. You need to know exactly what the fuck you're doing. And that's not funny.
And then I think once you have that structure in place, then there's room to now play. Because we've talked a lot about how we would throw the ball or expect, you begin to trust each other. And so
Yes.
once you know that we're doing the work, and then you can sort of let it breathe and then let it become
And see what
something else.
happens.
Yeah.
And when I was on the Cosby Show, he didn't do any of the rehearsals that much. Like we rehearsed the first day.
Yeah, like just your marks. Yeah.
Because the whole point was let's not blow the funny.
Let's keep it fresh.
Let's
for the
keep
love
it
of
fresh.
God.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, the surprises.
Yeah, fall into it.
Yes, you are an inspiration to us all.
5 minutes after we move out, you forget all about us. We just met your new neighbor. He's a good-looking guy.
I didn't have much time to investigate, but I can tell you this. He's in sports medicine. His favorite color is green. He likes Italian food. He likes girls. You know what I mean? And I did not see a ring.
Hello?
Hi. Bonjour.
Cliffhanger.
Hanger.
Morris
That's
Morris Chestnut.
All right,
Oh,
he's
there's
heating up.
no S on that, huh?
No, chestnuts.
Only if you want there to be.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Well, listen. May the
Yeah.
best woman win.
I'm telling you.
It's our first two-parter, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
is
we-
that
yeah,
the first two-parter?
the
It
first
is,
time doing
and
a
it's
two-
heating up because, Morris Chestnut. Let's talk about sex. Are you ready for this?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
Bring it on.
I'm always ready.
Let's get to reverb.
Come on,
Come
now.
on, Reverb.
You know what's hit me rewatching these episodes? Every single character raised the bar and set their own standard of excellence.
Max, she went from legal powerhouse to community advocate.
Mhm.
Khadijah built a media empire for the culture before the internet.
That's right. And Sinclair, who went from assistant to actress with heart and hustle, and Regine from boutique bombshell to event planner, boss.
And just like our girls on Living Single, our friends, you at home are making moves like launching your side hustle and landing your dream jobs. And Lexus is right there with you, helping you reset the bar.
You understand something? This is not just a point A to point B journey. It's about riding in a car that meets your vision. Sleek, powerful, luxurious, comfort so good it feels like a spa day in traffic. Woo!
Because that's how Lexus makes me feel. Amazing.
Yes. You know what happens when that weather starts dipping and the days get shorter? I become the queen of cozy. Yes, candles get lit, socks get fuzzy, and Wayfair is my go-to for turning my space into a cozy cocoon of joy. They've got everything: comfy recliners, warm bedding, festive fall decor. And let me tell you, I even found a fabulous little espresso maker on Wayfair that lets me make my own lattes at home. It's like having a personal cafe where I could just wear my robe. Now, why do I love Wayfair? Well, because they make it so easy. I don't have to hop from store to store. They've got everything in one place, from cookware to couches, lighting to linens. Their styles are curated. They've got options for every budget. And the shipping? Free. Even the big stuff. My delivery came fast. No drama. No, we'll call you sometime between Tuesday and never. And let's be honest, fall doesn't last forever. This is the moment to get your home ready so you can actually enjoy the season with your people. Whether you're hosting a Friendsgiving or just binge watching your faves on your new couch, Wayfair's got what you need to set the vibe right. Cozify your space with Wayfair's curated collection of easy, affordable fall updates. From comfy recliners to cozy bedding and autumn decor, find it all for less at wayfair.com. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Fall is here, and with it comes cooler nights, heartier meals, and the craving for something warm and satisfying. That's where HelloFresh comes in, bringing you comforting, chef-designed recipes and fresh, seasonal ingredients delivered right to your door. This season, they've taken things to the next level with their biggest menu refresh yet. Say hello to a whole new way to do dinner. Bigger. HelloFresh has doubled its menu. Now you can choose from 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. Dig into bigger portions that will keep everybody satisfied. Healthier. Feel great with high protein and veggie-packed recipes. HelloFresh now helps you eat greener with new recipes that have 2 or more veggies. And tastier. Get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week at no extra cost. There's 3 times more seafood on the menu now. Discover new seasonal produce each week, from snap peas to stone fruit to corn on the cob and more. What I love most about HelloFresh is the variety. One night I'm in the mood for Italian, and the next I'm craving something with a little spice. Boom, they've got it. Everything's fresh, the recipes are easy to follow, and the flavors, delicious. I use HelloFresh all the time, and honestly, you should too. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/single10FM now to get 10 free meals and a free item for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/single10FM to get 10 free meals and a free item for life. You know that feeling when you open your closet, stare at it for 5 whole minutes and say, ugh, I've got nothing to wear while standing in front of a mountain full of clothes? Now imagine this. You want to try something bold, something new, something that says, look at me in a cute way. Well, that's why I'm living for Nuuly. Nuuly is a subscription clothing rental service that lets you explore your style without buying the whole store. For just $98 a month, you can get any 6 styles you want. That's right. You pick them for whatever you got going on. A wedding, girls' night out, date with destiny. They've got you covered. And let me tell you, the selection is everything. We're talking thousands of styles from brands like Favorite Daughter, Lisa Says Ga, Reformation, Free People, For Love and Lemons, and more. And oh, Nuuly gets it right with inclusive sizing too, up to 5X, tall, petite, even maternity. Can we talk about the joy of no laundry? Yes, they clean everything professionally, so when you're done, you toss it in the return bag and keep it moving. Fast, free shipping both ways. And if you fall in love with something, and believe me, you will, you can buy it at a discount. That's a win-win-win. And here's what really sealed it for me. No late fees, no damage fees, no plastic packaging, just reusable totes, and no guilt over buying something that you only wear once. It's fun, it's flexible, and it's way less wasteful. Nuuly lets you express yourself without overcrowding your closet or your budget. So why don't we make it official? Now, Nuuly is a great value at $98 a month for any 6 styles, but right now you can get $28 off your first month of Nuuly when you sign up with the code SINGLE. Just go to NUULY.com, that's Nuuly with 2 U's, and enter the code SINGLE and sign up to get $28 off your first month. That's NUULY.com, Nuuly with 2 U's, with the code SINGLE. Nuuly subscription clothing rental. Change your clothes.
The Reverb, brought to you by Lexus. This is where we reflect, connect, and talk about how the episode's themes still echo in the culture. Because just like our stories, Lexus keeps raising the bar. That's the standard of amazing. Sex after 50!
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Come
All
on.
Yes,
right.
Come
So
please.
come on. Now, how is sex now? Let's talk about it. Let's talk all about
Talk
it.
all about it.
Well, there was a
Let's go.
time when you didn't talk about it. That after a
Sex
certain
after 50,
age,
yeah.
it's assumed that you're all dried up, that you're not wanted anymore, nobody wants you.
And when you're younger, you're saying, "Oh, that's gross."
Yeah,
Remember,
right,
there was a lot of
right.
that's gross.
Like, ew.
Well, because you're
Ew.
thinking of your older relatives and
Yeah.
people and like, oh, they're still doing it. So, but now it's a revolution. Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Phone chicken, wah wah.
Where do we begin? Where do we insert it in?
Well, let's talk about the freedom, because one of the things
Let's
you
talk about the freedom.
Sex.
Do you want to know the truth?
Do tell.
I'm having better sex now than I ever had in my life. I think I enjoyed sex when I was younger, but it was performative many times.
Mm.
Something had to get me loose or to set me free. And at this age, everything is where it is. I breastfed 2 babies and I've been through some shit and it doesn't look like it used to, but it feels better because I don't have the ability to put on a performance. I don't have the ability to pretend. You get the honor to be alive for this long.
That part.
Who the fuck wants to do all that?
What was
You
the
just-
switch for you that you switched that all off?
Honestly, it's so gonna sound crazy. I think it was when I went into menopause
Okay.
because my body became out of my control.
Yes.
You can't control it, right? Our new band, ladies and gentlemen, the Hot Flashes. When your body starts behaving in a way that you have no control over, then you don't have that 20-year-old control where it's like, oh, I'm going to pose like this and I'm going to moan like this. And it's all just a Hollywood hand job in the end. But now I think it's just delighting in how present I am. And like I said, I feel like I want to try all kinds of things. And I'm becoming less shy. I used to be quite shy.
The
right?
rose is at its best bloom, and that's when we're the most shy.
And that's when we're the most shy.
And
What
when
a
it's-
great way to put it.
Yeah, and then when it starts to sort of devolve or fall apart, that's
Yeah.
when we're like open.
Yes.
What
And it just
kind
feels
of
better.
psychopaths are we?
I don't know. Well, let's just talk. Being a woman is a hard gig
It's
in the
right.
first fucking place.
It's rough.
It's a-
You've had kids I don't have kids.
I don't have children.
Sometimes you're also looking to breed.
Yes. Yes.
You're not doing that anymore.
No.
I think menopause is the remover.
I think
of
menopause is the
obstacles.
remover.
It could be.
It set me free.
But it used to be a place of sadness. That means you're done. That means it's over.
Yeah.
And we have reclaimed it. Women have begun to claim it. And I actually give...
Just recently, by the way.
Just recently. I give Suzanne Summers a lot of credit for reclaiming it. And a lot of people thought that she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because she was, rubbing creams on herself.
Girl, I love Suzanne
I
Summers.
loved it. I immediately was like, let me explore so I can either lay down and die and be done, or I can just do some homework around this thing. And there's more and more information now. There's no reason not to remain moist or find a way to, add some moisture and all the things. And
but
I mean,
that's
moist
also
all
a
over.
myth.
Let's
always
talk
true.
about that.
Let's
because
talk about
there's people
menopause.
get scared, like, you get drier and you don't have periods anymore.
Right.
There's a lack of physical fitness. Some people are not working out as
That's
much.
right.
So they don't, it's not just their body falls apart, their
Your
motivation
hormones
falls
change.
apart.
Your
So
motivation.
And your
So
hormones
it is
actually
different
change.
sex,
So
too.
No one is the same. Your
Right.
menopause is not my menopause.
right.
It's not Erica's menopause.
And that's the
All
first thing
women
for
are
education.
having. That's the first thing. And in 2025, we finally have a documentary about fucking menopause.
Can you believe that?
Oh, you talk about the patriarchy. These motherfuckers don't want us to know
They don't want us
anything
to
about
know
ourselves.
Nothing.
They would love us to be completely ignorant about this.
This powerful machine.
Listen, there's only one way to come onto this earth, and that's through us.
Come on.
Thank
And
you.
they don't
Thank
want
you.
us to know
This is the
about it.
Trans Am
Yes.
of Earth.
It's the only way to get here. I think about my daughters and I think, they're 12 and 14. By the time they go through menopause, God is willing, doctors will start knowing about menopause.
Right.
I didn't even know you could get cold flashes. I didn't know all kinds of shit.
Well,
I
they
didn't
don't
know
even
frozen
study
shoulder.
it. They don't study it in medical
I had
school
frozen
anymore.
I had
shoulder.
3 years.
Are
I
you
couldn't
kidding,
fucking
man?
move
I
my
had
shoulder.
it for an hour, for a year and a half. I
Yes.
kept going, what's going on with my shoulder? And then I read about it, and actually maybe, was it psychosomatic that I read about it? Suddenly it went away. But I tell you,
It does just go away.
It
But I went to
did.
see an orthopedic doctor, and guess what he said? He said, well, it's not considered an actual medical condition, but I notice it in a lot of menopausal women. And I wanted to say, fuck you.
Well, study
Yeah,
this,
man.
man.
Fuck you.
And
All
have
of a
it-
sudden, one day you
it's
wake up
crazy.
and this motherfucker won't move.
it
Oh,
won't move.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, what's going on?
And it hurts.
I had such horrendous periods, and I was having fibroids and fibroids removed, and then more fibroids and then fibroids removed. And I was 48 years old and went to the doctor. I kept my ovaries, but we removed the uterus. Wow. This one walked me through the.
Yeah,
she
I was
came to
there.
take. She came to take care
Yeah.
of me.
Wow,
I was
that's a
there.
sister.
Yeah.
She said, we can save the uterus, but your uterus actually wouldn't be a hospitable
At
place for a
48.
baby to live because
Right.
I'd had all these fibroids and all these surgeries. And so I made the decision to get rid of the uterus, but keep the ovaries. So I didn't go into menopause right away because I was still, making hormones, right?
How long ago,
was-
when did you get to menopause?
I would say mid-50s is when it began to go like, I've been waking up in a cold sweat every night. What is this? Oh.
And
then-
I'm raging all
right.
the fucking
And
time.
for me, brain
Wow.
fog.
Brain fog.
Just like, what, am I ADHD?
What is that? What
So
for you?
for me, it was, I think I'm smart. I think I'm smart.
Oh, you
I
are,
just couldn't. Right, but you go like, I'm not
You are.
smart today. Like I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. And I would start something and go, okay, I'm gonna go to do this. And what was I doing 5 minutes ago? And literally you would feel like a fog, like just what am I doing today? I don't know what I can't remember. I don't want to do. I just would just get like, ugh. And then there's, herbal formulas you can take. And I like to go natural before I go. So I always say I go east before going west.
Uh-huh.
So acupuncture helped. Herbal formulas helped. And you have to find you're right, no one woman goes through it the same way. So you have to find what
No.
works for you. And eventually I decided to get hormone replacement therapy.
Okay.
And then there's many versions of that. There's, the pellets they can put at the top of your butt. Or they insert them.
Look at us.
Sorry, pellets.
Laurel and Hardy.
I know. Boing.
Bioidentical. They put them at the top
At
of your
the
booty.
top of your butt.
Yeah,
You're
and
supposed
so-
to hold that in all day?
No.
Does it melt? What kind of butt you got?
But,
You have a high ass.
I do
don't.
have a high ass. They inserted surgically insult
Under the skin.
under the skin.
Oh, God.
Like on your hip.
You have?
And then I've tried that for a while. It's time release. So over the course of 3 or 4 months, the measurement that they decide for you, a little bit of estrogen, a little bit of testosterone. Sometimes you need progesterone. Just do your tests.
Do you know I've done nothing?
You've done nothing. Not even herbal formulas. Not even rubbing yam on your nothing.
I've been raw dogging this fucking menopause.
You've been raw dogging.
I think I'm kind of in her thing that I'm not doing much.
Why would you
Well, because you know what? I'm 55, and also I didn't have. So my mother, who has 6 kids, I asked her when she went into menopause. She said it didn't come soon enough. So I knew it came late because she couldn't remember. And so, like at 53, when I still had my period, 54, I still had my period. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like I was getting a myomectomy again. And then finally, after this surgery, which to me, you know, he did the best he could, the blood was pouring.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't take this anymore. I was miserable. And I said, I'm going to get my uterus out now. I was going to. And then it suddenly started to go away. And there was this sort of thing. And I said, I think this is happening. But I was so relieved.
Yeah.
But then I didn't know that there would be this grief. Like I'd been with you since 12.
Yeah.
And now I'm going away. Who are you now? And up until that point, then I started thinking, well, what is menopause? And it wasn't anything that people told me. I had no hot flashes. I just had a sense that it was going away.
Wow.
And in your space, I thought I haven't been raw dogging because I haven't had hot flashes in that way. Every now and then I'll get warm, but not to the point where it's like,
I flash.
It's a flash 5 minutes, 10?
They're all different.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll have one that is so heavy, it feels like I'm getting vertigo. And sometimes I have them where I just like, oh, I'm on fire. Like they really differ. But I love it. Interesting that you said something that I want to talk about. You said you had some grief.
Oh, yeah.
I did too.
So do we all.
Yeah.
I had a moment where it was official that you're really on the next. Now on the next phase.
Side.
We're on the other side now, and it is a grieving to no longer be fertile. And I think it's been shoved down our throats that then you're no longer viable.
Right.
Because we're just breeders, may the Lord open.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And so, I don't know how much of that mourning has been programmed or if it's real. Because if women were just allowed to evolve and change, maybe we wouldn't grieve. Maybe we'd be like, okay, on to the next
There should be a
motherfucking
celebration.
phase. It should be. That's why I always talk about ceremony. Modern man has no ceremony for these important things. We have to make them.
And you told a story about how when you have a baby, there's a first drop of blood, and then they go and the people.
The ceremony is to lit. Well, the ceremony is that first the sisters are surrounding the birthing mother, and the first drop of blood that hits the cloth, her friends and sisters take that cloth and they bury it, and they have a ceremony, like a
ritual ceremony.
Well, it's like they bury her and they mourn their friend and they cry for her and they say, God, we're going to miss her. And then they go back to her as she's birthing and she gets to introduce herself to the tribe as a mama. She's a new person.
She's a new person.
And that's the same way I feel about menopause.
That's how I
we
feel.
are
Like
new people.
I'm new.
Yes. And we
I
like who we are.
We like who we are.
We like who
I
we
need
are.
to reintroduce myself to myself
And
first,
your tribe.
and my tribe, to my man.
Yes,
and
to
say,
my man.
I'm different.
I'm different.
You got to come at me here, and you got to learn me now.
But
And
you got to learn you
also-
now. You got to learn you.
Right. I
first.
got
But that, to your point, you got to learn you now. Isn't it easier if your tribe is holding that space?
Sure.
Saying she's learning herself?
Let's talk about looks really quickly.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about looks.
My skin got looser, like almost overnight.
Oh,
and I was like, what the fuck's that?
same.
Yeah.
Oh,
looser.
yes.
Like on me.
I also had a really dramatic weight loss when I went into menopause.
Which
And
is crazy because people usually gain
But again,
difference.
let's talk about misinformation.
You're right.
Right? There she is telling us all it ain't true.
Got it.
And
It's not true for
that's-
everybody.
It's
Just
not true
do
for
your
everybody.
homework. Do your homework.
Everybody has a different menopause. But I love that you brought up that saggy skin. It is a hard fucking thing, a mountain to climb.
Because you keep trying to get back to something that you know and going, wait a minute,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen.
Not coming back. Yeah. I mean, I'm exercising my ass off. I don't know,
But so
it's
this
hard.
is
It's hard.
So
It's
what I would
hard.
say to both of you, because you both are raw dogging it, is it right? You said that because
she
you're both
said it and I said it
because
I'm influenced
right.
by
So
her.
you're both raw dogging it. I'm saying is it possible that there are supplements that you can take? There are things that you can supplement so that it wouldn't be like, if you're having loose skin, is there something that you could take that would change that? Is there a tea that you could
Like
drink?
your hormones?
Yeah, like my life changed. I tell you, the brain fog went away. The juiciness that had gone away is now back. Like, I did the homework for me. It is now back.
That's sign language for it. It's
right.
back.
But wait, listen, things that had moved, you take estrogen, guess what?
It's like Superman.
I did not know that.
Find yourself a great doctor, somebody who will listen to you, somebody
Place ad here.
Place ad here.
for whom that will listen to you, somebody for whom this is their specialty, and then you get to decide.
Yeah.
Because you're both so smart, and because you're both, informed in what I'm just saying, there might be something that would then alleviate some of that. Brain fog was a mamma jammer for me.
I do think that I'm much hornier than I thought
Much
I'd ever
hornier
be.
than I've ever been.
I don't know what's
56,
going on.
I'm horny. I'm on
Guess what?
fire.
There's-
I'm on
there's
fire.
puberty,
Please.
Yeah.
and then there's menopause.
Yeah.
So, like,
But does menopause make every woman horny? I don't think so.
no.
Yeah, I
Again,
don't
you
know.
said
I'm
it's
definitely
individual.
horny.
Yeah, right. Yeah, me too.
Horny.
Me too.
This
Yeah.
might become something
Yes,
different.
yes, it's very
You know,
phallic.
I don't want it. Get out of here.
Well,
Get out of here.
So
I'll
what
call
are you
you later.
doing? So I'm going to ask you both the question: are you raw dogging the pain of not having what you want too? Are you denying what you really want by not exploring what you could have?
Possible.
Oh no, I'm getting.
Okay, well, you're getting
I'm
you.
taking
Okay.
care of it.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
what do you mean?
In other
no,
words, so you're both like, I'm in menopause, I'm not taking anything for it. I'm having these things, but I'm not having these things. I'm doing this. I'm horny. Do something about it. Do something about it.
Oh no, we're doing something about
Okay,
that.
just so you
Oh
know,
no, we're taking care of
Don't
that.
be complaining. Like, get
Oh,
it
no,
in,
no,
get
no.
it in somehow.
Just the
Yeah.
other night, our producer Amber tells me about a rose that she says is interesting
Oh, what does
to
it
get.
do?
Okay, so first of all, the rose is a vibrator.
Oh,
And
wow.
are you guys not familiar?
No,
No.
I'm not familiar.
See,
Okay.
I'm not the
Okay,
only
so
ignoramus.
I'm going to show you guys. So we were talking about this episode, and we were talking about sex, and we were talking about vibrators, and you were saying, Erica, like vibrators look so different now, and I'm like, yeah,
they're
nowadays.
It's amazing.
And nowadays they have something where it's a clitoral
A
sucking, and it's a rose.
Oh. Oh shit.
So
You know?
vibrators have
Evolved.
evolved over
No, they're
time.
gorgeous. They look like fucking Lamborghinis
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure it floats.
Mhm.
Yes.
And floats your boat, so to speak.
Yeah. So listen, we have, how do media and pop culture in 2025 handle mature people and sexuality? Because you have Baby Girl.
Oh, baby girl. I watched it 6 times.
I haven't seen it. I
I
haven't seen it.
fucking love this movie. I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
see
watch
it.
it alone.
Okay.
With
it
the
alone.
but with
With
the
a
rose.
rose.
With a rose. Watch it with a rose.
Yes.
But I worked on a television show. I did 3 seasons of a show called Better Things that Pam Adlon created.
Oh,
and I was a
yes.
staff writer in the last season.
It's a
And
great
I
show.
have to tell
FX.
you that show was one of the first times I've seen all the women are over 50.
Mm.
And it's not what we're always talking about.
Mhm.
And they're sexual and they're smart and they're deep. And there's not a lot of shows about women over 50 or even in their 40s.
So we know that the audience is aging, and there's an audience for it. So give it to us.
We've always worshiped youth.
Well, so Cree, you are a creator, actor, writer, director, all of those things. What movie would you make around sex?
Well, I think honestly, it would be I would want to talk about about the next phase of discovering your sexuality. I'd love to see a movie about a woman who comes alive in her 50s, and
Diane Keaton.
Diane
What movie
Keaton.
was that? That Diane Keaton, and she actually was naked in the
yes.
movie.
Oh, I wish I could remember.
So
but
is
I
that
think
the
I would,
plot of it?
But no, honestly, it's such a weird reaction. I know you're talking about sex, but I think it would have something to do with friendships.
Mhm.
I want to see movies with women taking care of each other and being good to each other as we get older, because I think that's what we really do. A little less mothering and a little more sistering. I think I would like to see.
Nice.
I think that I'd like to see, well, they've got these human robots, and they talk a lot about what it's going to do for dudes. But what if I had my own.
Like a walking, talking rose.
Yeah, I walk in to work. I'm home. To greet me is this robot thing that knows what to do.
Oh my God.
Puts me to bed at night. You know, and that
can I be in that movie?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Exactly. Would I become? Would that person become a recluse? What does it say about that person?
Does that make you a shut-in?
By the way, there is this movement, and we talked about it, to become. Women are starting to live with each other.
I noticed.
Right. They're saying, I'm not breeders, young women. And they're literally saying, I don't need this jive stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, but what do those women become? And I'm not saying it has to be bad.
No.
But who do we advance? What is the evolution of women? We always say of man,
and what is the relatedness?
When we say, we don't need you anymore, you're not protecting us, you're not actually giving. So we take care of ourselves, but who do we evolve to? That's
who do we evolve to?
It's about evolution.
I'm so interested in where this is going in the real world.
Listen, the advice for generations coming, we are the ghost of Christmas future. That's what I always say. We are. What can we get? What can we say to people?
I remember the day that I noticed that I was invisible at a certain age. You become just invisible.
Yeah.
And it's just to be curious about finding something within yourself that's worthy of continuing on the way that you want to continue on. So self-reflective work first. So before we figure out all the pills and all the things and it's like self-reflective work.
I would tell them to stay present and don't abandon yourself. Stay in your own body. Because I remember when I was young, I was always leaving myself. Learn to be uncomfortable and don't abandon yourself when you are.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
I think we're all on the same vibe because I think that it's what you say and it sort of mix. And I'd say the same thing because I was thinking, what would I tell them?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to try to tell them to maybe take acting classes and performance classes.
Yes.
Because I think what makes me this way now is that somewhere when I was very young, I took a 6-week course. And yes, that's where I was discovered. But in that course, we had to wear clothes that were tight-fitting. We had to look in the mirror. They told us to take mirrors home, to your point about curiosity, and look at our vaginas.
Yeah.
Look to see what it looked like. Look at for the young men, look at your bits. Know what it looks like, know what your body, the mold, all of that. And what they were asking you to do was explore yourself. But I do think that in performance, by masking and being other people, you can try on things that are scary in real life, but you can be that vamp. If you don't feel comfortable, then go somewhere where you can do that and enact these masks. These great women here show you each time, I believe, how you can perform a version of yourself.
Yes.
And become more of that if you'd like, and invite yourself into a realm that maybe is within you, but you may not see. So,
and you don't have to be like all your fucking friends.
You have permission to put the phone down. You have permission to explore.
Thank you, Cree Summer.
One of one.
You are
one of one.
And the one.
Stop it. You're going to make me cry.
I love you.
I love you so much. Thank you, guys.
Back.
Thank you. We did it.
We did it anyway.
Okay, so this is True Blue, the segment where we hear from our friends. What do you got for us, Amber?
All right, so we actually have a friend here today in the flesh. Well, via Zoom.
Via Zoom.
This is a live one. We got a live one. Reliving single. Our first real live friend.
Hello.
Hello, love.
Who are you? And tell us all about you and your question.
See, I am the self-appointed head flavor digital correspondent. And I just wanted to say thank you to the both of you and to the entire cast for honestly raising me. There's not an era of my life that does not include this show. And you all taught me that it was possible to be Black and quirky and cool and driven. And all of those things. So I'm so happy to be here to be able to thank you face to face.
We're thrilled and thank you so much. This is a first. So you are breaking our cherry here.
And I'm so glad to be the first. So my question is this. So I know Sinclair had a stint with the Actors Helping Actors line where Khadijah famously told her, don't play with the loaded phone in the house. Do you remember that? The hotline that she worked on.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then Max had her stint where she ran for alderman, right? It was alderman.
That's right. And there are no alder people in New York, but yes, I ran for alderman.
Yes, where she famously said, "Crime not on my street,
not on my street."
Yeah, but to me, honestly, it showed me that these characters were being fearlessly involved in their community. And so I was wondering, in these trying times, how do you think your characters would show up for their community in 2025?
Ooh,
that's a good question.
It's a great question.
I don't have a specific answer except that, first of all, I loved how involved we were in each other's lives, whether we wanted to be or not. You know, we were close. We were physically close, right? You were always over at our house. So we were always involved in each other's lives. And I would like to believe that that would still continue, in that any interest that someone had, you know, we would be invited. So let's say, for example, Kyle had an event at his office and said, you know, we were collecting, you know, food or cans or clothing for the less fortunate. I believe that all of us would come and rally together to support him and rally together to support each other. So I think that our friendships would have grown and we would have supported each other in our interests in that way, and thereby touching further in the community. Like I always call it the ripple in the pond. Yeah. So whatever change you're making in the world, I'm going to be there with you, along with you, and bringing my own energy, my own force. So that's how I would say it. I don't know what specifics, but all of the ways. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what, Rob, it's a great question. I actually think, because let me just take the trajectory that Yvette Lee Bowser had sort of set forward or set the path for the character, that she was looking for something. She had gotten fired from her job. She didn't know what to do. She became, I think, an advocate for clients. After she ran for alderwoman, she actually, she had a conversation with a JC character, like Jesus Christ, that was played by Harold Perrineau. She was at an ashram. Mm-hmm. She'd gotten pregnant, meaning she was doing things very fast. I thought that the character, Maxine Shaw, lived very quickly. Like she experienced things like in a time warp.
Like almost impulsively or
impulsively.
Something?
Yeah. And I think that if she, on that trajectory, had a child and then was also, you know, divinely, you know, tethered to the Kyle character, that she'd probably use some of that knowledge that she was gaining about self-exploration, but also then through the child, to still be an advocate, but also now to use entrepreneurship and weaponize her knowledge about the law and about the least of these, which was what the JC character was all about, to do something in the world, to create a mission, not to have her own mission, but to create a mission. So I think she's somewhere with having raised a ton of money through Kyle's, you know, skill sets, doing something that's bigger than life. And I mean, not just larger than life, bigger than her own life. And probably being overwhelmed by it and pissed off by it, but it's of her own making. That's what I'd like to think. That she grew in a way exponentially that might have gotten her into a little bit of deep water, and that she's probably trying to figure out, I've got all this stuff going, now how can I get away from it? Because I do think that that's what happens. You can create things and then figure, too many people are depending on me. I'm no longer myself. Who am I? I'd like to think that that's what she's doing, still for the community, but maybe a little bit confused about how she finds herself again.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me, the first and best, very clearly.
The first,
he claimed it, the first and the best.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Thank
I
you,
love you all
Rob.
so much, and I really can't wait to continue to watch the show with you. I watch it on my own every day, but getting to watch it with you guys has been really, really special. And yeah, I love you.
Oh, we love you. Thank you.
We are nothing without you.
Thank you and woo woo woo.
Woo woo woo.
Ride the Maverick.
And yes, ride the Maverick.
Thank Thank you. That's awesome.
Nice.
Come on, Kim.
And the flavor background.
The flavor
Come on
background's
now.
off the chain. That's our show, y'all. That's our show.
And what a great show it was.
Yes.
We had a great time today and a treat having Cree Summer in the building.
Thank you, Cree, for joining us. Thank you so much and taking this trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Fran, if you are loving this ride, and we know you are, and thank you so much, Rob, for being there, keep it going. Subscribe and tell all of your friends.
Right. Follow us at Reliving Single Podcast on all the socials. You can catch us on YouTube and Spotify and blah, blah, blah,
And
blah, 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 and
Apple.
all the places.
Yeah, all the places. And we'll see you next week.
We'll be here.
Reliving Single is hosted by me, Erica Alexander.
And me, Kim Coles.
Reliving Single is a production of Heartbeat in association with Color Farm Media.
Executive produced by Kevin Hart, Jeff Clanagan, Eric Eddings, Leslie Guam, Erica Alexander, and Ben Arnand.
The show is produced by Kim Coles.
Amber Watson is our senior producer.
Our associate producer is Kenny Jackson.
Our other associate producer is Electra Telesford. Our video editor is Nee Kirschman.
Our sound engineers are Eric Hicks and Cedric Wilson.
Production supervision by Razak Boykin and Brett Calkins.
Additional production support from Alex Atkins and Z Taylor.
Special thanks to BK Augustine and Dr. E.J. Johnson.